Hello, my friends and lovelies. It's time once more to read some Neckbeeard stories. It's really fucking cold in here, so I'm all wrapped up in a big old flannel because I'm like a big fucking loser. I'm gonna read you some Neckbeeard stories. So grab your favorite hot chocolate or whatever it is you're drinking these days. I don't know. I don't know what's cool. I don't know. Anyway, this is PTBeard and his trusty sidekick StalkerBeard and the adventures of Spirit Week. Hello, I'm back with free time and no life. I'm going to do this in the same format I did last time and get on with the characters. Before I start, the story does mention sexual harassment and some possibly triggering subjects. I've decided to wait a bit on the presentation story because there's some parts I need to clear up with Watson and Treasurer, and the story has more to do with them. But yes, this was finished a lot sooner than I thought it would be, so yeah. Characters. Cameo, your dear author. At the time, a junior high school student and done with everything in life. At the time, working on poetry to put into a book I had planned on publishing that year, but due to getting sick, had to postpone to hopefully publishing this year. I hope you do. That sounds awesome. Long brown hair, glasses, lost about 40 pounds, but still a little on the heavy side, or chubby side. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Still dressing like a zombie some of the time, but normally actually putting effort into myself. And now has some strange tea or soda on herself. Treasurer, at the same time, a senior in high school. Dyed his hair bright blue. Hey, I did that once. Got his braces off and is even fucking taller. The man is 6'7" and gained a lot of muscle over the summer. Watson, still best friend. Got a job with a cupcake shop. Pretty as ever, but gained about 10 pounds in muscle with 3 months by changing her diet and starting to lift weights and kickboxing with your dear reader? I'm going to assume you meant author. I don't kickbox. You didn't do it with me. PTBeard, still the same, just more vulgar and ballsy. StalkerBeard, my stalker. And PTBeard's newest and bestest friend in the whole world. Also had a crush on me. A perverted, short, fat, pasty emo kid who does makeup like a 4-year-old to look edgy, drowns himself in Axe body spray. The premier scent to woo my lady. And is disgusting fuckwad. I'm sorry, I can't think about Axe without thinking about Chris Chan. I was watching the documentary that guy made about Chris Chan earlier today, and all I can think about is him going on about how much Axe is for straight people, not for the homos. Okay, Chris. Okay. Over the summer, my health had started to get worse, so I decided to lose some weight and aid my recovery. Due to problems with my knees, I started working on strengthening them. So Watson and I started to do kickboxing. I don't come from a very well-off family, so Watson, on the other hand, was. So she was also unhealthy, codependent on some other people, and refused to do anything by herself, so she paid for me to kickbox with her, twice a week during the summer. I went to classes. Kickboxing works every inch of your body, and I lost a lot of weight. And when I came back to school, I kept a habit of sparring with her and either getting my ass beat or beating her ass. Not to flatter myself, but I'd say my kicks are pretty terrifying. Now, I'd started getting a lot of comments on my looks and was basking in the glorious attention my secret attention whoring self brought along, and I had started doing my makeup, hair, started dressing rather nicely, and had other changes, overall, I guess I would say, a very random style, but fell pretty pastel goth. That's cool. Adding goth to any fashion gives you some sort of sign over your head saying, I'm neckbait, and for fuck's sake, I never wanted another Neckbeard follower. For the whole first month of school, I managed not to attract any Neckbeard attention. Then Spirit Week came up. Now, I'm running for class president, and began the eccentric fan I was dressed up every day. So Spirit Week went like this. Monday, video game day. Tuesday, sports day. Wednesday, career day. Thursday, it's blue day. And Friday, superhero day. Now, because I had lost weight, I was able to find a lot of cheap used costume parts and was able to buy less fabric to make outfits. And whenever I made these outfits, I posted on social media the night before This was my second mistake. Day 1. Being the happy and newly confident child I was, I decided to do a group/couple dress-up. I came as Princess Zelda, Treasure as Link, and Watson as a very covered-up Twilimidna. I don't know what that is. It was an amazing day, and I spent a lot of time with Treasure. There was quite a bit of very nerdy and cringy flirting between us. Little did I know that due to a photo posted on Instagram, PTBeard had put together an attempt at a Link costume that consisted of a Link shirt. While I was taking photos, all the Legends of Zelda characters from various games were brought together for a photo, and I was smushed between Treasure and PTBeard. As soon as the photo was over, the interaction began. Hey, Cameo, I'll link you. You look your very best. Thank you. Watson. I already made that joke. You're a little late. Gee, Watson, no need to be snappy at me. Princesses don't act like that. Oh, yeah? Watson proceeded to jump on my back and scream, Ride, Zelda! Ride like the wind! And of course, I did. I ran around the school looking like a dumbass, stopping back at the group only to hear, I guess you must be more of a cowgirl style over doggy. Ew! I just awkwardly laughed, not understanding his joke at first, and then just kind of blushed bright red, realizing my mistake as PTBeard stared at my chest like a pervert. Compared to a lot of the girls at my school, I have a much larger chest, so did my friend. We both made the mistake of putting ourselves in a vulnerable position by messing up our clothing. PTBeard then had the bright idea to adjust my top. He placed his hands on my chest and adjusted the gold top, commenting, Wouldn't want to show that cleavage off too much. Some men are wolves, Cameo. Wolves, I tell you. Wolves! He didn't do that last little thing. I did that. It was funny. At the time, I just passed it off as him being really overly touchy, but secretly I knew exactly what was going on, subconsciously causing me to pull my top even higher and back up quickly, excusing myself. For the rest of the day, I only saw glimpses of PTBeard lurking as Watson and a very pissed-off Treasure kept watch. The next day, I came to school in my treasured members-only jacket, proudly representing the best football team in the universe, the Saint Fuck Yeah! Who dat, motherfucker? Awesome! Sorry. I love the Saints. My kickboxing shirt, a Red Sox ball cap, spent the whole day dorking around and talking trash with other people's sports team. At lunch, I sat with Treasure, and his mom had brought us lunch from her work. While we were eating, I happened to start to make a joke about the Los Angeles Chargers. Hey, Treasure, what's the difference between the LA Chargers and a dollar bill? I don't know what. PT slides up to me with this edgy look. Edgy-looking short dude. I'm sorry. I thought it was just like edgy look. Short dude. And blurts out, You can still get 4 quarters out of a dollar bill. Thank you for finishing my joke for me that I clearly didn't know the end of it. Who's your friend? Oh, you're welcome. This is my new best friend, StalkerBeard. Hey, StalkerBeard. My name's Cameo, and this is Treasure. This was my third mistake. All I needed to say was hi, and StalkerBeard had all he needed to start obsessing over me with his friend. By the end of the day, all of my social media had follow requests, and being a dumbass, I accepted them. Wednesday and Thursday were boring and uneventful, but Friday, oh, that was a different story. I'd spent a good 3 months preparing this costume for a con, and thought it'd be perfect to use for this day. I'd spent a good $150 of my own money buying and making a near-perfect replica of the Scarlet Witch costume from Captain America's Civil War. It's pretty fucking cool. I'm saying that. I have a lot of clarifiers. I wore it to school and was so excited to show off my costume. I got a lot of compliments from people, teachers and students alike. When it was my free period or personal learning period, I saw that I was alone with PTBeard and StalkerBeard due to the fact that we were the only students who had enough credits to not take extra math classes and or to inquire. This interaction was my last interaction with PTBeard as friends, and my first real interaction with StalkerBeard. Hey, Cameo, I'm no weatherman, but I can tell you're in for more than a few inches tonight. What? I run faster horny than you do, I'm afraid, Cameo. Ew. Now, I'm familiar with these terrible pickup lines. I had seen them all over the top 10 worst and most inappropriate pickup line lists all over the fucking internet. But I was kind of stunned. Really too stunned to say anything. Yeah, I mean, nobody should just say that shit out loud. In dangerous situations, most people have a fight or flight, but many people forget it's very common for women to friend or freeze. I fall into the freeze category. Are you feeling down? 'Cause I could feel you up. StalkerBeard started to laugh and pushed him on to move him towards me. PTBeard started sauntering up to me as StalkerBeard said one of the worst lines I've ever heard. Is your dad in jail? 'Cause I would be if I was your father. If I was... Boy, if you don't shut your dumb ass up, I swear to God. Ugh. It had gotten to the point where it had gone from boys will be boys to complete fucking sexual harassment. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd always seen myself as a brave girl who knew how to fight back, but when it came to the real situation, I started to cry trying to suppress panic attacks that would make me completely useless. I ended up finding the strength to pull myself into running to the bathroom and locking myself in there, crying for the rest of the day. As much as I'd like to say that I instantly went to the office and reported this, it actually took StalkerBeard's next actions to make me say something. Oh boy. For almost 3 months, StalkerBeard took to sending me sexually graphic voice messages on Snapchat, hacked into my social media, got my address, my grandmother's address, my school records. He tried to blackmail me and pretend to have nudes of me, which I knew damn well didn't exist. Tried to Photoshop me into some nude photographs when he couldn't back up these claims. Oh, he sounds like a winner. Finally, I collected enough evidence to bring this to the principal. StalkerBeard was expelled and a restraining order was placed on him. Yes. I deleted all my social media and made new private accounts. When it came to PTBeard, he gave me a written apology and was moved from all my classes. To be honest, mentally I dealt with the situation really well in my own mind. Most of my reactions were anger over fear up until the very end. PTBeard lays low for about a month until he just can't keep his mouth shut. Because of this incident, I've stopped cosplaying and lost all confidence in my body. Oh. Okay. Moonhorse is getting angry. The only good that came from this story was a few days after the ordeal officially ended, I grew some balls realizing that I wasn't as much as an independent woman and it would be nice to have someone around to be, a protector. So because of this, I told Treasure about my feelings and he reciprocated and our awkward, nerdy relationship began. I hope you enjoyed my story. Looking back on it, I now laugh at it more than feel upset because it was all scary at the moment, but if it came to it, I could beat the shit out of my stalker, and should have. When I get the information I need, if you enjoy this, I'll send the final tale of PTBeard when everything's set up. I don't have to read this, but I am. It's noted right at the end. You don't have to read this part on the channel. Thank you, Moonhorse, for sharing this story. It's kind of therapeutic to actually put the more gritty part of the story out there. You know what? I'm really glad you did. Fuck all for, YouTube analytics. I don't give a shit about that when it comes to this. Sometimes, and this also goes for, I'm putting a lot of qualifiers. This also goes for why I'm kind of upset that Neckbeeard Stories is locked and we can't, I want to know what happened, but I'm glad we have a backup. I just wish the backup was more publicly announced before, the closing and everything. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get to is the reason these things are important is because sometimes you got to get it out. You have to tell these stories. I wrote stories about neckbeards because I thought, the ones that I wrote they were funny. That's about it. I knew some fucking dorky neckbeards who were pretty funny, but I can honestly say that some of the things that, not everything the neckbeards did was funny, but I'm splitting hairs now because I'm trying to find the right words. A lot of it is just needing to get this out. A lot of people, much like a few of the stories that I've read to you guys, the Neckbeard stories, which is why I try not to shy away from even the really bad ones, unless they're really, really bad. And I don't mean like, oh, they're badly written. No, I mean like deeply offensive or full of something that we just really, just, whoa. But I also tend not to read the ones off of like news sites and try to stick with the ones that are on the subreddits. And the reason for that is because these were written for a reason. They were not, some of them were written because they're funny, but the people who write the more like intimate details and things like that, like with this, are doing this because they need to get this out. This is some shit they've had to deal with. And the one thing I've learned about this whole Neckbeard story reading community, I don't know what we are, but the one thing I've learned about this community is that we like a good story, and we're usually very, very supportive of each other. I don't know everybody, but I can say that this particular little group that, you guys who listen to this, that tends to be the way it is. We tend to support each other. We make jokes and we laugh, but we all try to be here for each other. Because, sometimes that neckbeard motherfucker decides they want to cross the line. When they cross that line, it ain't a joke anymore. And it ain't funny anymore. And that's when we get angry. Sometimes we don't react in the moment, but being able to express that anger or these feelings even later on down the line is absolutely necessary. And it makes you feel better. And knowing that you can talk to a community who will listen means a lot. So I'm glad you are getting this out. And I understand if, there are things you can and cannot say specifically because of a lot of these stories involve not just one person, but a bunch of people. And sometimes those other people don't really want the story told. Totally understandable. Absolutely fine. No pressure. But yeah, I'm absolutely 100% for expressing yourself when it comes to shit like this. Sometimes you just have to let it out. Maybe you're not ready today. Maybe you won't be ready tomorrow. Maybe you won't be ready for a couple of years. But as long as you feel comfortable and you feel better, that's what matters the most. Now that being said, let's move back to Moonhorse getting angry. You guys know my feelings when it comes to little fucking rapey, sexist comments like that. Which is, hey, neckbeards, if you want to have a waifu pillow, that's fine. If you want to wear the fedora, hey man, it's weird, but you want to grow the neckbeard down to your fucking ball sack, that's cool too. But as soon as you say something like, oh, I run faster horny than you do scared, I'm going to beat your ass with a lead pipe. I'm going to beat your ass with a lead pipe till you can't fucking walk. Do you understand, you rapey little son of a bitch? Fuck you. You're a criminal at that point. There's nothing funny about you, you little douche. You deserve to get your ass handed to you. Bottom line. Don't fuck around with shit like that. It ain't fucking funny. I'm sorry. That kind of shit makes me really angry. Whew. Anyway, yeah, I should end this video. I'm going to stop here, but thank you all for watching, and thanks again to Cameo Stark for writing this and sharing all this with us. Seriously, you're fucking amazing. Thank you so much. I was going to do something for an outro, but I still getting used to the fact that I actually have insights. Whatever. Some outro. Patreon. Bye. Oh wait, I couldn't find the stop button. Okay, now I found it. Bye!